Moving to the country, gonna pick out all the peaches. County's full of beaches, the people wanna be free. I'm moving to the country, gonna pick out all the beaches. Gonna vote on paper ballots, paper from a tree. I took a trip to Cherokee, they had a hand count I could see, and I knew it was for me. I cast my ballot fair and free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paper ballots is the key.
Yay!
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
Mikey,
That's our live studio audience here. It's live because it's in a little box here that I can hit a button. So, and we're live. So, live studio audience. Hey, how's it going, dude?
Hey, dude. How's it going?
I don't have a banner prepared for this, but we're calling this show. Let me make one real quick. SOS Distress. And Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, we'll probably
speech.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a speech, right?
Yeah, probably we'll be able to find it because I don't have a link for it yet.
Yeah, we're looking for it.
Yeah. Because it's
Yep.
live. They announced it at 3. I don't know how to get to it, but we're trying our best.
Yeah, if anyone's watching, if you're joining us, this is another impromptu live watch party. They're kind of fun. I'm like, we don't have anything better to do. I guess if we got time and there's something happening, it's kind of fun to jump on here, right, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. If you're watching, if you can help us find the link for the Tulsi Gabbard speech to the SOS. We thought it was C-SPAN, but I'm not finding anything on C-SPAN. I'm searching C-SPAN SOS. I've gone to the C-SPAN.
Yeah, because
YouTube channel.
what I found so far is that it says that on Hulu Plus and YouTube TV, we can see it. I'm going into, and I've never done it before, but I'm going into my Disney Plus for Hulu to see if I can see it.
Yeah, and their C-SPAN has a website too, where
yeah.
Sometimes they have a menu of things you can select to watch. I don't know if they're live or not, but yeah. So while we look for this, we got a nice picture of Tulsi there. The post is from Godly Nation. She says, majority agree. Tulsi Gabbard is a brave American hero. Put a big yes. So
yes, I'm sending
Magastruck, this is the Magastruck X. Should we put a big X or yes? I mean X. Yes. Do we say yes? You want to say yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And oops. And she's a
she's a peach. And I have a link to send to you that it looks like it's gonna work.
There. We replied yes, and she's a peach.
Send it to you.
Yeah, so Tulsi is it's one of these. And yeah, so we're happy about that. I mean, Tulsi was present for the the seizure of the Fulton County ballots that have been preserved since Garland Favorito filed his lawsuit in early 2021, in January 2021.
He filed it in December, the protective.
In December of 2020, even earlier.
Yeah.
So, there's been some pushback on what his lawsuit actually calling to preserve, and it was people were saying that was just the absentee ballots. Is that true? I'm a little
There
lost
was
on that detail.
pushback by a underinformed person on X. I don't see pushback from real people, but because there's a protective order on all the mail-in ballots and early voting ballots, so that's 90% of the ballots, and an array of other election records. But we have a link that I sent you, Viking Dude, that it looks like might be a better link to display, because it looks like it'll be a video.
Yeah, I mean, I have a link here, so I'll just throw it up here. I've got the audio turned off for now because it's just these people talking.
Okay.
And I'm not happy about the way that doesn't respond inside the browser window. There we go. There we go.
Okay, cool. So we can get it going when it starts. Yeah, because I shared with you a link too of a Secretary of State. I think it was from Nevada.
Yep.
That he was
right here. Here we go. She's not a peach though. We'll pull that down.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can play this.
All over the country are meeting in Washington, D.C. They were there yesterday, too.
Let's back it up so you hear that.
Today, secretaries of state from all over the country are meeting in Washington, D.C. They were there yesterday, too, when the FBI executed a search warrant at a Fulton County, Georgia election hub in connection to President Trump's 2020 election fraud claims. The state had already been locked in a battle with DOJ after it demanded access to unredacted voter rolls that include private information from addresses to driver's licenses to Social Security numbers. My next guest represents...
Do we need to debunk anything she's saying while she's saying it?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
The state sued by DOJ for voter data, voter rolls.
Here, let's back it up to that part.
Claims. The state had already been locked in a battle with DOJ after it demanded access to unredacted voter rolls that include private information from addresses to driver's licenses to Social Security numbers. My next guest represents a state sued by DOJ for voter data, Nevada Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar. It's good to see you, Mr. Secretary. I want to start with what's happening in Georgia. What do you think of the FBI conducting this kind of search?
Unfortunately, it's just an overall plan by the administration to intimidate elections officials. They're on a goal to force us into compliance with what they believe is the law. Unfortunately, they don't understand the fact that the Constitution is clear that elections are the responsibility of the states.
The DOJ wants your state's unredacted voter rolls. Are you intimidated?
Not at all. We are fighting back as strong as we can. Not only did we receive a lawsuit, we received multiple requests from different agencies throughout the administration requesting that information. Most recently, we received a motion to compel to require me to hand over that information before we fully litigate the issue. Again, the cases in Oregon and California were very clear that elections are the responsibility of the states. When Nevadans registered to vote in Nevada, they consented to having the state manage that information. Nevada suffered a recent cyber attack. We understand data privacy more than any other state because of that situation. And it's my job to ensure that we are protecting the voters in Nevada. Voters in Nevada didn't consent to having a third party have that information.
Let me ask you about how you're doing that, because the Nevada AG yesterday did ask the court to dismiss the federal government's case against you for refusing to release the data. But what else are you doing? Are there any changes internally in your elections office that you think will help protect the data for Nevada voters? What do you say to them?
Absolutely. In 24, we implemented a new election system statewide to ensure that the security of our system was strong. Nevada runs some of the most safest, secure, and accessible elections in the country. That new system allows me to do the voter maintenance on our voter rolls that we need to do. It brings transparency to the process so that voters truly can understand how elections work and why they are safe and secure.
I'm curious about now the conversations you've been having. The timing is really interesting of what happened yesterday. What kinds of conversations with your fellow secretaries of state about the pressure that is coming from the Trump administration?
Look, it's the president's effort to intimidate us into compliance. Again, we understand that he has this weird obsession of litigating the 2020 election. That issue has been litigated not only in the courts, but in the court of public opinion. We know that in 22, every secretary that ran against an election denier won their race. I think that's the voters speaking about the 2020 election.
Really?
Or is it
We are
rigged
very
elections?
focused on ensuring that the 26 election is run strong, it's run well, and this is just a distraction to that effort. Again, it's their effort to usurp state law, but to intimidate us to ensure that they can swing the election the direction they want to swing it, which is not going to happen. The conversation among secretaries is about us remaining strong, remaining vigilant, but remaining focused on what our responsibilities are and what we need to do to ensure that voters have a voice in 26 and that every ballot cast is counted.
Nevada Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar, thank you.
I kind of feel like we needed to have some sort of way for me to signal you, because there's a couple of things that he said that I needed to say something about. Okay, so like the biggest one is that he's claiming having an issue with voters not agreeing to a third party seeing their data. And okay, he's speaking for Nevada, and
Focused on
Sorry,
what
let me freeze it here on him so we know who we're talking about.
yeah, like and he's a banana, so let me
Well,
make
let's see.
that
Did they ever font him back here? Let's see. Did they ever font him? He's Nevada Secretary of State. Did they ever put his name up there?
I don't know.
They
I thought
didn't.
that there was
It just says
something.
Nevada Secretary of State. They don't
Yeah,
put his name.
so he's the Nevada Secretary of State. He's speaking for Nevada, and I don't. Just full disclosure, I don't follow other states. I'm laser focused on Georgia for the most part, except for the one time that I was working with Arizona election materials. But he's talking about voters having a problem with a third party seeing their data in Georgia. The Secretary of State outsourced our data to this company called Salesforce, and Salesforce happens to have a history of being hacked. And so as a regular citizen, I'm much more comfortable with the DOJ having my data for the purpose of cleaning the voter registration, or not cleaning, they wouldn't be doing that, but verifying the voter registration to make sure that everybody on there should be, versus a company that has a history of being hacked and not being very diligent with the data that they have. And that's actually being litigated. Voter GA has a lawsuit against the state for outsourcing voter data.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's Eric, right? Eric has all of our data.
Well, two. There's two. So
And
Eric,
is Cier, C-I-E-R? Is that the other?
well, Eric is a service that they get to see our data, but then our data is stored with this company called Salesforce. Remember Viking Dude Salesforce?
Yeah, Salesforce. Right. Wow.
Yeah.
So this guy's here bitching about the DOJ getting, I guess, seizing voter data in Georgia where they're freely giving it away to Salesforce.
Yeah. Yeah, and voters did not consent to Salesforce
We did
sharing our
not.
data.
No,
So,
we did not.
Nope.
No,
How we?
that gets a torches and pitchforks sound. Yeah. Unruly crowd sound for giving away our voter data to Salesforce. And they're saying, and now that's the double standard that they're applying now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's par for the course. I mean, we're just used to this by now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the duplicity.
Yeah. But it's been real exciting to see, like, something I just shared with you with some of President Trump's accounts, uh, sharing some of what's been going on in Fulton.
Yep. Hang on a second. I've got that here. So here's Greg Dolezal that President Trump re-truthed,
Yeah.
I guess.
And I realize that this is part of his campaign. He is a state senator running for lieutenant governor, and he's reminding everybody of what he did. But I'm grateful for what he's got to say there.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that the C-SPAN link, even though it says it's Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard at Secretary of State conference, I'm hoping that it's like the C-SPAN didn't pull a government switcheroo where they put the wrong link to the wrong video or something. But anyway, they're at the C-SPAN. I'm keeping an eye on it, dude. They're at the C-SPAN anchor desk.
Yeah.
Talking to some young guy. And it looks like they're filling time before this begins, but I can't guarantee that this is the right link. So I don't know if you're able to keep an eye. I've got all my windows being used right now. Maybe,
yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I am keeping an eye on it too.
Okay. Okay, so here's State Senator Greg Dolezal, Georgia State Senator Greg Dolezal.
Yeah.
To his credit, he was one of a few state senators after the 2020 election who signed a petition for the governor to call a special session to gather the General Assembly together to decide on whether or not they were going to send the electors to D.C., the Biden electors to D.C., without taking another look, right? Is that the general? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah. Do you want to play it to hear?
Yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm just setting it up a little bit here, dude.
Okay.
Setting it up. So is that the general? That was the general idea back then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, President Trump re-truthed Senator Greg Dolezal, who's now running for lieutenant governor. And here we go.
So just got word that the FBI is in Atlanta, Georgia, conducting a search warrant at the Fulton County election office. And I've spoken to a number of individuals over the last couple of weeks, have not spoken about this publicly, but who have been called in by the FBI for questioning and was aware that the FBI was here. Do not have any information what the search warrant is related to, other than Fox News is reporting it is related to the 2020 election. And I'd like to remind you that the reason that some of us, specifically Burt Jones, Brandon Beach, William Ligon, and myself, the first four that stood up and called for a special session, was so the legislature could do this back in 2020. I'm glad that we finally will be getting to the bottom of whatever it was that happened in 2020. Thanks to the federal government. Wish that we could have done it much, much earlier. We'll keep you posted on what we know. But the FBI's here, and hopefully we'll get the truth soon.
Oh,
okay, cool.
Cool. Sometimes it replays on its own. Yeah. So, yeah, Senator Dolezal is keeping everybody informed. What'd you take from that, dude?
Yeah, I mean, like he, was taken by surprise, like most of us. I think, like leading up to Wednesday, there's several of our friends received phone calls from investigators, but nobody knew that the FBI was going to execute that warrant on Wednesday, and so we don't really have, we're just taken by surprise. But he's reminding everybody of his role in wanting to call a special session, and that's what Rudy Giuliani was calling for, and reminding all the legislatures back in 2020 that they have that power to call back electors, to investigate, and because it just had turned out that they had sort of written over that power to secretaries of state, and really it's something that they decided afterwards, but that it was originally their power, and Rudy Giuliani back then was reminding them that they could take that power back and have the final oversight over the elections. And so he gave us the names of the brave few in Georgia that were behind that.
Okay, well, another link that you sent me was another series of retruths from Donald Trump. This time he's retruthing a new surfacing hero in Peach, a independent grassroots journalist, from what I gather. I mean, he seems like he's done it before. He's pretty good on camera. But his name is David Cate, and so President Trump retruthed this from David Cate. I don't know. I mean, it seems like part of this was cut off. It says FBI agents have finished executing their horn. I don't know what that means, at the Fulton County Elections Office, and have officially departed with roughly 700 ballots. I mean, the truckloads and truckloads is going to be more than 700 ballots. So I don't know.
Well, some of this might be a typo, and he was on the ground. So, but it was roughly 700 boxes.
700 boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what's cut off. It says election ballot boxes because it's cut off here. It's not anything I'm doing. So Trump needs to learn how to do better screen captures. President Trump. Cropping on your screen captures.
Yeah, but he shared a video of that night. And
it's right here below. So, yeah, President Trump retruthed this from David Cate interviewing Peaches and Bananas Peach Award recipient Jason Frazier.
These may look like random truck boxes, but Jason explains.
I can't make it any louder.
Happening 10 feet away from us.
Yeah, David, this is a beautiful day. We've been trying to get these ballots.
Can I? Yeah, I can.
Everything from 2020, pretty much since 2020.
I'll back it up.
We've been told time and again everything was fine. Don't worry.
These may look like random truck boxes, but Jason explains to us what is currently happening 10 feet away from us.
Yeah, David, this is a beautiful day. We've been trying to get these ballots. Everything from 2020, pretty much since 2020. We've been told time and again everything was fine. Don't worry about it. Why are you investigating 2020? This happened so many years ago. You know what? If there was nothing to hide, they would have showed us years ago. Now we're going to find out. These trucks are on their way to Virginia. They're going to be out of state very soon, and it is time to get to the bottom of 2020.
So basically, it's about 700 ballot boxes from the 2020 election because, again, this is the Fulton County Election Office. Today, FBI executed a search warrant where they seized essentially those 700 boxes.
Everything.
And now they've officially left. This is the train, as we'll say, that's on the way, hopefully, out of Georgia.
In safe keepings.
Exactly. We don't want a judge to suddenly, and real quickly, we'll get to the judge in a second. These are actual people that that you've been fighting together with since 2020.
Yes.
Trying to make this a possibility. You've been here till the minute that they left, and it seems like they're probably going to follow them to make sure that everything will be fine and secure.
All the way to Virginia?
We gotta make sure the ballots get there and there are no hiccups.
Okay.
This is a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
We need to get to the bottom of this. Whoever won, we just want the answers. It's time to stop hiding.
Yeah, congratulations, Jason, and to everyone.
Thank you.
All right, big deal, big day. Right, dude?
Yeah.
Are you everything okay, Tanya, dude? You seem a little concerned.
I am looking through different websites to see if I can locate the live stream of the speech at the National Secretary of State's Association meeting.
Yeah. So she's doing that. There we go. I meant to have that shared. Yeah. So we're waiting on this lovely lady to take the stage someplace where SOSs with their torches and pitchforks out are gathering to hear her talk to them. I guess it's I don't know if it's specifically related to this raid that happened this past week, or if this was already a planned. I think this is probably already a planned gathering. Had to have been for people to make travel plans, right? So that's some curious timing, right, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one's a coincidence. This is their winter conference.
Yeah.
So
you think it's just a coincidence that the raid happens before the SOS's winter conference?
Okay, well, now that you put it that way, Viking dude. But yeah, like it's been interesting to see the reactions because following all this, like there is all this what I guess in legal terms is probable cause. That all of the hard work, all of the evidence that, well, us at Border GA and what Garland calls the extended Border GA family have worked really hard over the last 5 years to shed light on. And so like, it just feels like they should be concerned. But instead, what they have is that this reaction that they're calling it intimidation. And that's just weird. Because, every time that I talk to elections directors and people that work on elections, they take pride at what they do. They take pride at, and there's this attempt to do their best and work in accordance to the law. And so seeing something like come out like what we've seen from Fulton County, where there's been duplicate ballots, missing records, and all these blatant disregards for procedures that you would think that they'd say, okay, yeah, they didn't quite get that right. They didn't. I mean, like, as someone that looked through all that data, like, my impression was, man, this is sloppy. And in looking at those records, it was kind of like learning as I go. So sometimes you'd see something, I would see something and make a note of it and pass it forward, not really knowing what that meant, but just, like, for example, if I was entering poll tape data and I did have an understanding that each poll tape comes from a different machine, but I would see repeats in the serial numbers. That was, I didn't understand why that happened. I would just say, that looks funny to me. I don't know why that is that way, but here you go. You make why, I would ask questions and learned a lot that way, that it was just, we were being caught. We're calling it sloppy. Like, initially it was just like, it seemed sloppy. But now, after there's been so much, manipulated ballot images and missing ballot images, and like all these votes for which there isn't a ballot images for, in excess of 10,000. Like, that number is a bigger number than the margin of that election. It's
Okay, so can I jump in here and ask you,
Yeah.
what is the official name of this gathering? Did I guess that lady in the news, did she tell us in that local TV news package? Well, I don't know if it's local, but
well,
I want to do a search on X here for the official
so-
name of this conference.
It's a winter conference for the National Association of Secretary of State. Secretaries of State.
Well, let's see what comes up here. For National Secretaries of State. So okay, so here is let me jump to this real quick. Here's a post from Grace Chong, who works for Steve Bannon, Jack Posobiec, Poso, also known as Poso. Breaking news, Tulsi Gabbard just announced she's making a surprise appearance at the winter meeting of the National Association of the Secretary of State in Washington, D.C. today. All official state election officials are meeting today. So, this is something where she made it a surprise announcement. So we don't know. We're not sure when exactly this will happen. The word was 3:00 is when this meeting began. We don't know where she's scheduled in that agenda.
Yeah.
If she's even been scheduled,
Yeah. And that's a good idea to search for the National Association of Secretaries of State.
Oops, let me zoom in on this a little bit. Top cabinet officials were slated to appear before the National Association. So tune in. Here's Georgia News. Okay, that's the same link. Okay. So, yeah, the link that we're watching, that we're monitoring, is the link that people are sharing on Georgia News shared it on X. Okay, let's go back, see if anybody else has anything. C-SPAN may start broadcasting it, but have not started yet. That was 23 minutes ago, and that's when it's the same link.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not showing the conference.
Yeah, like what I saw was like you have to log in to C-SPAN.
Well, here is an agenda of some sort.
Okay.
There we go. Let me zoom in on this here. Oh, it's not going to let me zoom in.
Good find.
Not letting me zoom in anymore. Okay, so 3:30 afternoon break. So it's 3:30. Yeah, that's the agenda. So we'll see what's the next thing say. So NASS, maybe we should go to that website.
Yeah, I am actually there.
What's the URL there? NASS.org or something like that?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay.
So they're in Washington, D.C. at the Grand Hyatt.
Okay, here's the winter conference at the Grand Hyatt. Ooh, that's swanky. Swanky. Oh, no. Ooh, the Grand Hyatt.
So today, Friday, it says like they had a workshop from 2:45 to 3:30, and then after their break there's another workshop from 3:45 to 5 p.m. and it says that it's an election administration workshop. Then at 5:30 there's a reception for secretaries of state. So when it's a reception, does that mean that's when the speakers come out?
No, no. A reception is where they all gather for cocktails.
Oh, okay.
out in the, hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. That's the reception. So, I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical as if this is actually going to happen. She came out and said she'd be speaking. Seems like she would have spoken during the not keynote, but like one of the main conference, before breakouts. I mean, I've been to conferences, so they have everybody assembled in a big room, and then they have little breakout sessions where everybody goes to little rooms, and then everybody goes to little rooms, and then everybody goes back to the big room and says, when can we go to the reception for the cocktails? And that's how it goes every day.
Okay.
Some
Well,
people
my
just
guess-
hang out at the cocktails all day. I did that a couple times.
Can't blame her.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining that maybe it would be at the election administration workshop that starts at 3:45 and goes through 5 p.m.
Well, we're getting there. We're about 10 minutes away from that. Maybe C-SPAN will carry that. We're not listening to C-SPAN. They might be. I mean, I'm not listening. I don't have a way to listen to two things at once. I guess I can turn that on. You might hear it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they're not even talking about it right now. They're doing something about space, whether they're running a promo for the history of the space exploration program.
yeah.
That's Saturday starting at 8 a.m. Their history of the space exploration program. If you're into that on C-SPAN. So just to fill the time here, this is an interesting. I have yet to see this play all the way through, but we can show this in the world of AI. I really want to know why some people are able to do longer than 6-second videos with AI. I mean, these things are popping up now. You see them doing with like old, 70s, 80s rock stars, backstage at a concert, where they're walking around for like, a minute or two, and you've seen all these, rock stars from the 70s hanging out backstage. And I'm like, what AI is doing this? I only get like 10 seconds and I have to give it a photo. Anyway, so this one's pretty cool.
Well, they would stitch it together, maybe.
So imagining these guys in a suit and tie, it's pretty cool. Now he's still got the mutton chops going there, so they were true to the mutton chops. So it's interesting to imagine these guys today in a suit and tie with a modern haircut, right?
Yeah, modern suits and ties.
Oh,
yeah.
well, it wasn't all the
Not so
presidents.
modern haircuts. Yeah.
It wasn't all the presidents. It just takes us up through. Look at John Adams. Now he's probably my favorite one. So I guess these are the founding fathers who were presidents, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe these are well, let's see what it says here. AI recreates the first 10 U.S. presidents. This is sick. It is sick. It's not sick, but it's sick in the good way of sick.
Yeah,
But,
sick in
Andrew
a cool
Jackson.
way.
I think did all these guys sign? Were they signers of the Constitution, or were they? It's just the first 10. Why the first 10?
Well,
1841, 1845. I mean, yeah, he wasn't signing anything when the.
yeah, I don't think that they were all signers. But that's pretty cool. I mean, like he
was signing by sucking his thumb probably when they were signing the Declaration. I don't know, but so yeah, that's interesting, right? Look at George Washington in a suit and tie right there. That is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a big suit and tie guy, but that
Well, I would think that that they didn't get his body right, because I imagine him as just this really big guy. I mean, he's one of the tallest presidents, I think. And just like I there's
Good
all
hair.
these descriptions.
Let's see who's got the good hair. Good hair. Not so good a hair. Great hair. Yeah. Decent hair. The best one's going to be right here. Great hair. The hair in the photo is better than the hair in the AI, but
Who is that?
that's Andrew Jackson.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're just having fun here while we're waiting on Tulsi to address the secretaries of state from across the country. And we've been named this SOS distress. So we'll ditch the that was a pretty cool AI. I got to find where people are doing those things, because they're so
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
we're having some fun as we're waiting this convening of this conference where Tulsi has announced a surprise speech that she's going to give. If I know Tulsi, she's not going to mince words. What are your predictions, dude? Tulsi's pretty good at laying it on the line. I mean, that her whatever that little silver stripe is, it activates and she goes into beast mode, right?
Yeah, it's like she's like Rogue from X-Men, that she's got the hair. I think that she's gonna lay it clear
Rogue
to
from X-Men?
everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's got the I think that she's going to there's this narrative that's going on, and we heard it from the Nevada Secretary of State, that he's saying that it's Trump trying to relitigate 2020 or whatever, but so I think that she's going to let them know what it really is that this is about, which is a criminal investigation because of all this evidence that points to falsified records, duplicate votes, and a certification of an election where the numbers were not right. And so I think that's what that's what she's going to do. Explain to them that this is something that it was an election that didn't meet the standards that we deserve.
Well, you also sent me a link about a look inside the warehouse the FBI raided for election documents in Fulton County. Would you like to pass a little time and play that?
Oh, yeah. Not just to pass time. I want to show that.
Okay, here we go.
To Action News exclusive. We are taking you inside the local warehouse. The FBI raided to seize ballots from the 2020 Georgia election.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie learned agents seized more than 600 boxes of records.
Fulton County Superior Court Clerk Shay Alexander says Wednesday she spent hours in this warehouse with the FBI, and for the first time she's willing to talk publicly about exactly how much they seized and other details.
I had to unlock the cage so they could retrieve the boxes, and when it was done, I locked the cage back.
This entire cage is full of Fulton County election records.
That's it.
And this is where the FBI was on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
What did the FBI take?
They took pallets. They took 24 pallets, which encompassed 656 boxes of 2020 election documents.
All from November?
November 2020.
Shay Alexander says as Fulton County Superior Court Clerk, she wears many hats. And at the vast expanse of warehouse, where millions of pages of records are boxed, stacked, and organized.
What kind of records do you maintain?
Superior Court civil, criminal, real estate documents. A deed book from September 1887. Military discharges, all things related to Superior Magistrate Court in the County of Fulton.
She had a new role Wednesday, giving FBI agents access to hundreds of boxes agents sought with a federal search warrant. All of this and more are your records as the elected Superior Court Clerk of Fulton County.
Yes.
But Wednesday, the FBI was focused on this cage right here.
Only. Justice Cage. There was a forklift that went to the top, to the pallets on the top to retrieve the documents. They looked at every pallet.
They have an FBI agent that could run a forklift.
Yes.
Ms. Alexander says keeping boxes of Fulton County election records under lock and key is part of her job.
Once the election is over, the election director, they package all of the boxes up, they shrink rack them, and I store the boxes.
The clerk says Wednesday was about work.
As an elected official, as the clerk, I'm a neutral party. I have a job to do. The search warrant came in, I provided them the information from the political aspect of what happened and why it happened and was it right or wrong. It's not my job. My job was to provide the information to them and give them the boxes. I did my job on Wednesday. It's about the citizens of Fulton County. It's about preserving the documents that I am charged to do. I provided the information and the documents to the federal government like I was supposed to do, and it was another day on the job.
Did they say whether they're going to bring the boxes back at some point?
They did not say that. The boxes should have been shredded in 2022 based on the retention schedule, but they were held under seal because of the pending litigation.
Civil litigation at that
Garland
time.
Favorito.
But the
Yeah,
FBI was here for a
GA's
criminal
boss.
investigation.
Go to GA.
Clerk Alexander says this is the receipt she signed for the FBI memorializing the volume of what they took. In Union City, this is Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
So there's something interesting there. Yeah.
Go ahead, dude.
Like there's something interesting there because
Seal.
last month
Happened and why it happened.
in the state election board meeting, the Fulton County attorney and Fulton County Board of Election member, not Board of Election, I'm sorry, elections director were there, and they told Jan Johnston, the vice chair of the state election board, that they had about 720 boxes of election records, but here Shay Alexander saying that they took 630-ish. Did you catch that? So that's almost, yeah, so that's a difference of 9,000 boxes.
C-SPAN is showing presently, just to bring you update while we're waiting on Tulsi Gabbard, C-SPAN is showing, I guess, this meeting of the the Reagan, well, it's the Economic Forum. So I guess there is a new appointee to the Fed taking over Jerome Powell's position. And looks like his name, Kevin. I'm not sure, Warsh, but I'm not sure if that's the nominee. He might just be somebody speaking, but they're carrying this right now.
It says President Trump nominates Kevin Warsh to serve as
at the very bottom. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's what C-SPAN is carrying right now. Here, we'll just we'll share this screen. That's what C-SPAN is carrying right now. We were thinking that at 3:45 they would go to the SOS meeting, National Association of Secretaries of State. So that's NASS, NASS.
Yeah.
And they're not. C-SPAN's not carrying that, even though it still says up here, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard at Secretaries of State Conference. So there must be a snag.
Or
we don't know.
Got bumped.
Could have gotten bumped. We might have had the rug pulled on us here today on this, but that's what they're showing.
We are talking about the lame news media that they're. I mean, this is the fake news media. Do they really want to highlight that, Tulsi Gabbard potentially telling all the Secretary of States, look, this is what happens when elections are done wrong and we're going to hold you accountable, or, that's me speculating what she would say, but that's along the lines of what I think that she would have to present, like really asserting that it is a crime scene, that there's evidence of, all these problems and who knows, possible interference in the election.
Before we dive away from what's her name again, dude?
Shay Alexander.
Shay Alexander here, the clerk of Fulton County Court. So who's in charge of this warehouse, I guess, right? So because she's in charge of the records, so she's the clerk of the court of Fulton County. I like her. I like her safe answers. I'm just doing my job. I like her. But one thing that strikes me is she's kind of got a little bit of a sassy. She's bright and cheerful and a little bit sassy, and I like that. And I was thinking, Diamond and Silk. Silk needs a new partner. Maybe. Because she reminds me of Silk. I don't know Silk's real name. I'd have to look it up. I used to know Diamond and Silk's real names, but my mind blanks easy these days. So, but yeah, she looks like she could even, maybe be in the family tree a little bit there. I love Silk. I think she's awesome. I loved that show. Those ladies just had me rolling. But that's just a comment there. I think I think she's looking good. Looking good, Shay.
Yeah, and
you look fantastic.
Everything that I've heard about her is positive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, she seems positive.
Yeah.
She comes across positive.
Yeah.
And I like that. We like that. We like positive. Yeah. I admit enough negativity for everyone, so the more positive.
That's not true.
Yeah. So, all right. So we've got, we're just kind of scrolling through some of the posts here in real time. So 45 minutes ago, we didn't get DHS's Heather Honey or DOJ's Harmeet Dillon. Let's see here.
Yeah, like my guess here is really that C-SPAN might have aired this in one of their alternate things that I don't have access
let's go
to.
to C-SPAN. Let's go to C-SPAN and see TV networks. Let's see here. C-SPAN 1, 2. Well, we got singer Kid Rock and entertainment policy. Senate continues work on government bills. Fed chair nominee. So C-SPAN 1, 2, and 3 are not showing anything about Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay.
That is right here. So, go back to their homepage. And not seeing Tulsi's mug anywhere. Maybe maybe NAS said get out of here. We're not gonna allow any broadcast of our conference because they want to break out the torches and pitchforks, and then y'all want to be reelected. Is that potentially what's going on, dude?
I don't think so. I don't know because I don't know if they can. I think it's more likely than that an editor at C-SPAN say don't roll that. Let's not, at least not live till we know what it is that was disclosed, because I think that a warning from Tulsi Gabbard of what the issue is here with Fulton County's management of the 2020 election, it might not be something that they want said.
Let's go for the latest.
So yeah, I think it's more likely
This is a response
suppressing.
to NAS. President announced this right as the session was set to begin. Oh, here we go. Just in. NAS session with Noam, Gabbard, and Bondi canceled.
Okay. Thank you, Viking Dude, for breaking that.
Yeah, today's the 30th, and
Can you show that real big?
Yeah. Let me get that pulled up. Well, it's this one right here.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a timestamp on this post. So what's the timestamp? Was it 3:02? So I guess we weren't looking in the right places.
Okay.
But we got practice
Yeah.
doing another live stream, and we were able
Which
to.
I need.
Yeah. Well,
So is that a reporter that posted that?
Aaron Doherty.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. I mean, but you're saying we shouldn't necessarily believe her, but I am not.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just that I'm wondering, if it was from the
Well, let's see who she
National
is. Aaron
Association of
Doherty
Secretary of
is
State.
polling and campaigns at Politico. So yeah, it looks like she's a journalist or
reporter.
some sort. DC native, Politico. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't trust Politico's journalism, but for something like this, I guess I'm willing to trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a.
Okay. So speculation that it might have been suppression. I take that back.
Well, it was canceled after Tulsi Gabbard announced it. Then it was canceled.
Yeah.
So be curious to find out. I'm still on her thing. Hold on. Let me go back to my search. Let me zoom up here a little bit. That's the latest post where we heard something about this conference. So there's Brian Cates. Brian Cates says, not only did C-SPAN never really schedule this, the NASA agenda for 3 p.m. today shows nothing about an address to the conference by Bondi Gabbard and Noam.
Well, can you send me the post, please, that it was unscheduled? Because I'll need that for work.
That it was unscheduled.
Or the Aaron Doherty post.
Okay, well, I've already backed out of that. Let me go find her.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll find it.
X.com. Aaron Doherty. Well, yeah, I forget how her name was spelled now.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll look back and find it if I can do. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess the old rug pull.
Well, we don't know what it could have been. Not really, It's not like Tulsi Gabbard and Chrissy don't have a lot to take care of. So, and there is quite a lot of activity going.
I should change the banner.
Yeah. Say speech canceled. And thank you to that Politico reporter that let us know.
I'm working on this here, dude. So. Well, I dead air here.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm hearing music, so does that count as dead air?
There we go.
Yeah, just
okay.
Well, thank you, Viking Dude, for jumping on and for the potential watch party, because we tried it yesterday because there were rumors of her speaking, and we tried it today, and who knows what's broken on her end, what fires she needs to put out.
Yeah, we'll keep a lookout. So sorry about that. Sorry it didn't work out. We're getting some practice in here. If you're watching us, we appreciate it. And, we appreciate you. And just going to jump back in here real quick and show some peaches from this past week. Dr. Jan. And
because Dr. Jan has been a force in making sure that
I already changed it, sorry.
Okay.
Dr. Jan's been a force. Do you want me to go back to her?
I was just going to say that because of her, like all these election complaints that have been sitting in the Secretary of State's office for all these years are now being heard. Like she's fighting so that there's light on them, both her and Janelle King.
Yeah. And then on to this guy.
Yeah, Jason Frazier's awesome. I mean, like the research that he's done to try to now what he's doing, exposing all these voter registrations that are at addresses where people don't live. It's just fantastic work that he's doing, and he's exposed over 11,000.
And now this guy.
Hey, gee, I mean, Voter GA this year is turning 20. So Garland has been fighting for free, fair, transparent elections for 20 years. And it is a privilege working for him, really. I mean, like, I know that it's a lot of work. So talk about relentless. He's on even during holidays, even when he's sick. I'm like I'm right there with him. So I know that there's he just keeps going and going and going. And even when people get discouraged because of like our cases getting just ignored and like nothing stops G.
And last,
he's on a mission.
This guy.
Guy? I'm not a guy.
Dude,
I'm
dude.
Okay with dude because dude is not gendered, but I am not a guy.
I know, but I was saying this guy. I did that on purpose, dude. Because I was saying this guy. Yeah, that gets
that gets
stadium applause right there. This dude.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Dudettes out there who want to say that Tanya's a dudette and get on us about that. Tanya, what say you?
Well, dude is not a gendered word, so it's dude no matter what. But I'm not confused for anybody that is troubled by me being okay with being called dude.
Well, what happened to our...
and thank you, Viking dude.
What happened to our names?
Hey, I don't know where they went.
You got turned off.
Maybe, yeah, StreamYard got confused.
Okay, and then, but really last, again, as we will always do, we will always wrap up our peaches with this peach because we're not going to ever have a show without showing her face and saying free Tina Peters. Kami Ratto, come on.
You want to play the song?
Well, I mean, I've got it as a video here on our media assets, I think.
Well, I guess I'm putting you on the spot and you're not ready for it.
No, I'm not ready for it, but that's all right. I mean, I'm not going to freak out about that.
Okay. You're cool that way.
Which version of the song do you want to play, though?
Well, there's one that you ad-lib to President Trump, and that one is kind of he's done. I mean, he's put himself out there. So he did. I don't know if he heard you, but he did the thing that we wanted him to do.
What? I'm not. What? What happened? What did President Trump do?
Are you kidding me?
What did President Trump do?
What did he do? He pardoned her.
I thought you said that
this pressure.
he reposted our song or something.
Oh, I wish.
Okay,
I tried. I sent it to him.
Yeah. It's hard for me to focus on two things at once. I'm trying to find something, and I hear you say President Trump posted that like we wanted him to. I was like, huh? What? I mean, I'm hearing selective things as I'm working here, trying to dig to find something. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I know, dude. I've been in your shoes.
Okay, well then, if you want to hear the song, we'll take down the. Boy, there's a bad something going on here. I don't know what it is, where it's coming from.
I didn't hear it.
You don't hear that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I hear it, but anyway, hopefully this will drown it out. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so this is about Tina Peters, and this is a song we wrote.
Hi, my name is Viking Dude in some platforms and Thai GT on other platforms. I wrote a song together with a woman from Puerto Rico named Tanya Sosa about Tina Peters, and it's for Tina Peters, and it begins with election night 2020 and brings us up to today. Thank you for listening. It was sunset in Colorado, mountain canyons losing their light. In a county known as Mesa, there's a woman shone so bright, she glowed of gold. Ooh, she glowed of gold. She cried out for truth against the schemes of that night, but they conspired to silence her. They locked her away in prison for 9 years for doing her job, looking out for the voters of Mesa. Cause they want her fire to die. For a fire to die. In those corridors there's whispers, secrets under lock and key. But with her faith and her righteous courage, she wouldn't break, wouldn't bend that knee. And they called her a heretic, cause she's a threat to their reign. But she speaks out for our liberty. Isn't that amazing? She speaks out for our liberty while she sits in prison. And while her heart weeps in pain, ooh, while her heart weeps in pain, you got to get on board with saying her name every day, podcasters. All you freedom-loving podcasters and MAGA influencers. You got to say her name every day. Don't forget her.
Every day.
How about you, Donald Trump? Don't forget Tina Peters. She's right here, a hostage in your own backyard, bro. Mr. President, bro. Cause she's the lantern, revealed the hidden key. She opened up the black box, and it's no longer mystery. And now the plot of the desperate tyrants is unveiled for all to see. And though they cage her in the shadows, their lies won't go
sea. No, 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 no. 'Cause the bell she strikes rings loud and beckons freedom's fame. And our fight for her goes on, so the world may know her name. So just set her free, set Tina free. I set her free now. In the cold white glare of her prison, as despair stares her down in her cell, you know her words so past Grand Junction, and they pull back Denver's wicked veil. The justice system is flawed. That judge twisted the law. He's hiding something so sinister. His time is done. Their day will come. Come on! You know why? 'Cause Tina. She's the lantern, revealed the hidden key. She opened up the black box, and it's no longer mystery. And now the plot of the desperate tyrants is unveiled for all to see. And though they cage her in the shadows, their lies won't go unseen. No, 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 no. And the bell she strikes rings loud and beckons freedom's fame. And our fight for her goes on, so the world may know her name. So just set her free, set Tina free. Oh, set her free now. Yeah, sing for her and her fearless fight. For those who speak with the light. For the lady shone like the sun when the world turned to night. And Tina's name has just begun now. She should be free right now. Sing for her and her fearless fight. For those who speak with light. For the lady shone just like the sun when the world turned to night. Tina's story has just begun now. She should be free right now. Tina's story's just begun. It's only gonna get bigger. And she's gonna be a spark to the movement for freedom. A true hero. Set Tina Peters free now.
Live studio audience here. I don't know why Tanya has a frown. She needs to turn her frowny face upside down. Turn that frown upside down.
I was frowning. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, go back and look at the video. All right. Well, that's it, dude. I guess we'll wrap it up and close it out.
Okay.
And
thank you
for, nobody's watching, but anyway, maybe somebody will watch it on replay. Hope you enjoyed it. Anything else?
No, just thank you, Viking Dude.
You're welcome.
In this world where attention is hard won, Storytel.media turns your vision into visuals and sounds that grab hold of people. I'm Ty Towers, and I'm a hands-on AV nerd with 35 years in broadcast production. I personally run camera, sound, lighting, edit content, design graphics, and arrange music. My knack for rhythm fueling razor-sharp edits.
Leading a tight-knit team, we deliver stunning visuals and powerful messaging. While I've been honored with Emmy, Telly, and Promax awards, I really focus on your trust first and foremost. For leading companies, including industrial manufacturing clients, we bring trust and discretion and relaxed environments where your executives will shine naturally. We execute your vision with precision, making your story unforgettable. Discover our story at storytell.media and let's make your story shine.